This is the villager house for a fisherman. Its one defining feature is a single barrel. There are 13 villager professions in Minecraft, and 13 unique village houses to go along with them. However, most of these houses are actually entirely empty and just have the villager's workstation block tucked away in the corner. A fisherman's gonna need more than a barrel. They're gonna need a dock in order to fish, a place to prepare and sell it, and of course a nice living area. Pretty snazzy bedroom, honestly. This house actually has everything a fisherman needs. And this got me thinking, what would this look like for a farmer, a librarian, a cartographer? I want to upgrade every villager house with special features actually related to the villager's profession, and I'm building all of them in my new custom village. Bye, guys. It was fun. I think they were just admiring my beautiful work. I know. You don't have to keep applauding. The village is divided into 3 categories. Each one will have more closely related villager professions, and each one, conveniently, will be more and more difficult to build. The fisherman was the first of 4 in the farming district. These professions would be the easiest to upgrade. I mean, the next villager doesn't even get a house normally. Hello? Zombie? How did I perfect? For the farmer, I wanted to build a windmill. This would combine the village's farmland with an actual living area for the villager. You guys are back already, bro. I know that it's hard to not admire my beautiful work. Oh wait, sorry. Oh wait, this is kind of hard. I feel like I always think of a windmill when I think of building a custom village. The only issue is that I don't have wool to finish the turbine. Hey guys, I'm bringing you to a new fruitful life, and that's not a lie. I actually am. You're gonna be eating good. I love leads being stronger still, dude. Yeah. Oh wait, I'm shearing all of the leads off. No! In the farming district, I also wanted to build stables with every farm animal. The sheep would not only be useful to finish the windmill, but also tied directly into the next villager profession. Ooh, that looks pretty good. Yo! Are you guys not also exterior and designers? I thought this was the local get-together for windmill design and appreciation. The shepherd villager makes things out of wool, so I built him a house right next to the sheep stable. Because this is purely a living space for the shepherd, I had the opportunity to kind of do more with the interior that wasn't related to the actual job profession. Got some books, a nice little dining table, world's smallest kitchen, but I am actually in love with hiding the item frame and then just having items like out. The final villager in the farming district is the butcher, which required another trip out into the wilderness for the other 4 farm animals. I'm bringing you to a new life full of opportunity. These animals are actually for a butcher, so maybe not a lot. Maybe. One of the biggest reasons I wanted to do this project was to actually get better at interior building, and I was already really happy with the progress I was making. Okay, no, this is actually shaped up really nice now. Wait, can you put a little pot on it? Oh, do something like that. Oh, that looks actually sick. Come around here, you've got some storage. I love that you can see like a little window in. Wait, the wandering trader actually has something that I want. I can buy 2. Oh, I don't know if I've ever traded with a wandering trader before. Normally he just happens to die of natural causes, just all of a sudden every time that he comes to see me. I don't know. This officially marked the completion of the first and smallest third of the village, which meant it was time to start bringing in the villagers. They have been prisoners in my iron farm for over 1,000 days. I thought it'd be fun if I released these villagers from captivity and actually gave them a village once again, because I kind of just completely leveled their old one. In order to transport the villagers, I decided to build a railway, and it might be the first one I've ever built. Normally, minecarts are a really slow form of transportation. However, on my Forever World, I have a mod that increases minecart speed depending on the block the rail is on. Now, I could only afford tier 1, but for this, 16 blocks per second should be more than enough. What wasn't enough was the 2.5 stacks of dark oak that I tried to build the entire railway out of. It's complete enough that I can move the villagers across. Dude, it's so fast compared to what I'm used to. Oh, with the village in the back. No! With the village in the background. What is happening? Guys, relax. No! No, don't send me back. Now, I can't have the villagers dying on me when I'm not there to protect them. However, I don't want to just build a giant wall surrounding the entire village. I had a much better idea. Villagers apparently can only open a door when it's in the closed position. So the door like this is placed down so the villager can open it to go through it, and you know, they close it behind them. But if you place the door in the open position and then close it, which is technically opening it according to the game, this door, according to the villager's UI, is open. It does work. He's just... Keeping the villagers inside of their houses would be the easiest way to keep them safe. However, some houses were more difficult than others to modify. No, dude. Oh my god. Come on, come on. You know you want to come back in. Yep, tricked like a kid with candy. The next set of houses that I wanted to build would make up the commercial district. Every villager profession that had to do with making weapons, tools, or gear in some capacity. These were going to be much more difficult to upgrade. The weaponsmith, for example, is one of the most detailed villager houses in the base game. There wasn't much that I could do to upgrade the actual design of the house. It's actually probably one of the smallest houses that I've built so far. However, there is a secret lying within. For all of the houses in the commercial district, I wanted to add item farms, actual machinery to upgrade their functionality. So my weaponsmith has an industrial level iron farm underneath it. And don't worry, it was made with my newly patented synthetically grown villagers, fitted with an output chest, crafted to iron blocks. It is literally as powerful as my iron farm is in the capital. On top of being incredibly useful, it also just adds ambience, like in sound, to this area, because it sounds like someone's hitting and making a sword. It's kind of funny to think about, like in context to the game. These villagers have gone rogue, you know? They've realized that the golems, they come to try and protect them, but they've turned evil. For the toolsmith, I basically just built another house with a forge. In a lot of regards, it's a pretty similar profession, but in the base game, it's literally just a house with a smithing table in the corner. I think this is the house that I'm most happy with. I just love the way that the underside looks with like the posts, where the actual smithing area is directly below the actual living area. I did somewhat cheat because the iron farm took 4 hours to build, so we're just gonna say that they share. The next house was the armorer, and I knew I needed to do something different than just building another house with a forge. For the armorer, since its dedicated workstation block is the blast furnace, I thought that it would be nice to just build a little super smelter. I really like how it looks though, just like kind of tucked in this like warehouse sort of area. Turn that back off. Come up here, quaint little living space, little desk. Now we've got like the trifecta right here in the square of just the 3 villagers that sell all the different parts of the gear. What? Cat spawned in the... Okay. The final villager that makes tools or gear is the Fletcher, which for whatever reason, I decided to give the most ambitious house yet. It's kind of funny because I had to reverse engineer some like logic and like lore into it, because why is it the Fletcher that has like the literal largest house ever? But honestly, it kind of makes sense, right? Because the Fletcher is the closest profession to woodworking or, you know, making furniture. I think it'd be cool to think of this villager as like the person that's making the furniture for all of the other people. This villager has figured out how to automatically produce wood for his empire. He figured out how to use the fletching table. However, this also had so many signs that I wanted to put up that I have now been run dry of glow ink for the signs. Now, even though it's more of a stretch, I decided to include the leatherworker and mason into the commercial district. The leatherworker makes, you know, horse armor, saddles. The mason produces building blocks for the other villagers. Like, I mean, it is still kind of gear in a sense. And then we'll just say that the leatherworker got kicked out of the farming district for poor animal conditions. After moving in the villagers, I only had 1 district left to build. However, I was also running out of wood, and I still had the 5 largest houses left to upgrade. Luckily, when I was building the capital, I built both a wood farm and a bone meal farm. The only issue is that they are on opposite ends of the city. To be honest, I don't want to continue to manually move the bone meal all the way over to the wood farm. Now, the bone meal farm already outputs the bone meal through a water channel, so I just needed to continue that water channel across the entire city. Now, if I power up the machine, we should see bone meal. Yeah, this design takes a little bit to warm up before the bone meal starts flowing. It's like perfect, you know, while it warms up, you can make your way over to the wood farm. Oh my god, that's actually awesome. You can just see like the constant stream of bone meal pretty much. That's so cool. With this new infrastructure in place, I would now be able to farm wood indefinitely, which meant there was no more hiding from the third and final community district. It has struck fear into the entire Minecraft community for years. It's blasphemous. I mean, they have circles. Circle. It has circular buildings. It sounds fake, but the library took 12 hours to build. Everything that I know about building goes right out the window as soon as there's not 90-degree turns in the walls. But it had to be done because these were the most important houses of the entire village. The library, for example, is for Clarence, the man who has sold me all of my mending books and is the only villager that did not end up in the iron farm. Hello? Oh, what about the library do you not like, bro? This guy is running for his life. He's choosing the water. Oh my lord, what is going on? He had to conquer his fear of bridges, I guess. I don't know. I think Clarence just needed to come to terms with leaving the big city. He gave up the second he realized how much better the new library was. Featuring a stylish circular design, spiral staircase, multi-level bookshelves, plenty of storage for custom books and enchant books, and my personal favorite, a secret enchanting room under the stairs. Now, the great thing about this design is it also helps to connect the upper and lower levels of the village. And one of the village houses that I wanted to build in this section is the church. In the base game, it's pretty much the only building that is entirely made of stone. That, along with being the largest and highest building in the village, it was gonna be visible from pretty much everywhere. So I spent 6 hours just to make sure that it looks good. I keep thinking it, but this might be the best thing I've ever built. Just the way that this like main hall area looks so nice. There's so much room. You know, you compare it to the base game church and there's like, it's literally like a 2x4 room. Like it's insane that they tried to put any chairs in there. Got a nice little living area in the tower. You go up another level to the bell for the village. But something that I've always thought was kind of weird is, for whatever reason, the church building has always been the home of the brewer villager, which feels so random. So I think we'll just say that the pastor of this quaint little village, secretly, if you come over to the staircase, there's a little bit of an opening in the floorboards. You come down here and we have the secret drug lab. I also love the way that this room looks, to be honest. It's so funny. Besides interiors, I also did this project to continue practicing my improv building. Pretty much nothing in the capital and now this village were planned out in creative mode. I think that shows a bit more with my older builds, but the biggest reason I started the Forever World was to get better as a builder, and I was finally feeling like I was improving. Throughout the building process of this village, I've been feeling more and more comfortable trying more experimental and weird layouts. For the cartographer, I wanted to build an observatory tower, which definitely treads the line on taking the base game builds and simply upgrading them with the same blocks and color palette, but I had this idea and I really wanted to see it to fruition. Started going a little bit off kilter on the last ones, but like, I love how much the globe and the observatory tower adds to the skyline of this village, if you will. And it's kind of perfect actually, because the final thing that I need to do for this interior is make a map wall for this guy and map out the village, kind of standing like roughly in the middle. Oh! Oh my god, that looks awesome, dude. This brings me back, dude, to the first episode. Oh, this is actually gonna get the capital as well. I guess I haven't mapped the capital yet either. So this kind of works out great. Dude, look at that. This map wall is gonna look sick. I actually cannot believe I built that church. It looks so good, oh my god. Well, oh my god, the biggest letdown is gonna be uploading this video and everyone's like, that's actually mid. This will never get old though. Dude, that looks awesome. Oh my god. How is it so perfectly centered? The cartographer, the final villager profession. And honestly, my favorite villager texture. I love the little monocle so much. Now, the village actually has some pretty notable builds that don't relate to a specific villager profession, and the next episode where I turn the hotel into an overpowered villager breeder is already up on my second channel. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, Hozat is back on the menu. I am genuinely planning to upload weekly on my second channel this year, and as a little bribe, I've seen all the comments of you guys asking for my resource packs, my mods, the seed, and I will be releasing those over there. I don't do outros like that, actually. Shit.